We are 50 days away from the Iowa caucuses and more than 340 days away from the 2024 presidential election. As we get closer to Election Day, there is growing attention on how third-party candidates could impact the race. So let's take a trip down memory lane to 2016. Now, during that election year, third-party candidates collectively won around 4% of the vote in Pennsylvania and 6% of the vote in Michigan and Wisconsin. Combined, this accounted for more than 100,000 votes, which was enough to sway the presidential race and hand Donald Trump an electoral college victory. So just imagine the impact that third-party votes could have in next year's race. Let's face it, folks, there are Americans out there who don't want to vote for Republicans and they don't want to vote for Democrats, and it does show in the data. Gallup actually found that 63% of American adults currently agree with the statement that the Republican and Democratic parties do, quote unquote, such a poor job of representing the American people that a third major party is needed. Look, I do not doubt Gallup's data, and I don't doubt the people's preferences. But the chance of a third-party candidate actually winning the presidency in real life, it remains highly unlikely. So is a third-party candidate really a threat to Joe Biden or even the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump? Well, I spoke to the senior communications director of Third Way, Kate DeGruyter, earlier this week. And I just got to play for y'all what she had to say about a strategy that the No Labels movement could use in order for Donald Trump to win in what she calls a chaotic and dangerous way. Take a listen.
What we think their new plan is to try and win a handful of states in order to force a contingent election, basically to deny either Biden or Trump a path to 270 votes. If that happens, that is likely to trigger the 12th Amendment that would throw the vote of the 2024 election to the House of Representatives. In that crazy scenario, what would happen is the House would vote by delegation. Right now, Republicans control 26 delegations. So a House vote would mean Donald Trump would win in the most chaotic and dangerous way possible.
Let me reiterate for you. If neither Donald Trump, if he's a Republican nominee, nor President Joe Biden get to 270 electoral college votes, then the Republican Congress, under the leadership of Speaker Mike Johnson, a chief cheerleader of what unfolded in the lead up to and on January 6th, they will decide who the next president will be. And if that happens, let's just be very clear. They're going to choose Donald Trump. So please tell me again how your vote doesn't matter. Folks, it does. Your vote is your voice. And next year, do you really want Mike Johnson and his Republican colleagues speaking for you? Not I, said the black cat.